Hello and welcome back to the Minnesota Twins franchise on MLB The Show 17. It's time to begin the second season of the series, opening day 2018, as the Twins open a series against the Cleveland Indians, the defending AL Central champions and American League pennant winners. As I mentioned last episode, I wanted to go with Fernando Romero this season for opening day. He had a great spring with us, and the number one thing this team is looking for is reliable young starting pitching. We do have some new faces on the team this year. We added some veterans to our core, including Brandon Phillips and Yunel Escobar, and Jesse Chavez you'll see in Game 2 of the series. Pitching has been this team's downfall for a number of years, and we were one of the worst pitching teams in baseball last season, so it's no surprise we again had a 100-loss campaign, going 60 and 102. If the spring is any indication, our pitching is headed in the right direction. Young pitchers Fernando Romero and Steven Gonzalez did a great job, and our bullpen was good top to bottom. If the pitching can stay on this path, and if our offense can take a step forward, we can certainly make some progress towards our ultimate goals. So it's time to begin the Season 2 journey with the Minnesota Twins. Corey Kluber versus Fernando Romero on opening day. A dominant veteran pitcher for the AL pennant winners against one of the young starting pitchers that we're hoping to build our rotation around. Romero had his ups and downs for us last season, but he got some valuable experience, had a good spring. Now we'll see what he can do. The defense behind him looks like this, with Brandon Phillips at second base, Yunel Escobar at third, and Miguel Sano handling the DH duties. So the first batter of the year against the Twins is Francisco Lindor. And on the very first pitch, a line drive hit to the new second baseman. There is Brandon Phillips. And against the second batter, a two-strike count. There's the changeup on the outside as Tyler Naquin goes down swinging. Trying to send them down in order, here is Edwin Encarnacion, waving at the circle change. Nice first inning of work for Fernando Romero. But let's get to this offense that had a really tough spring. Our best power hitters did not play like it, and we've got a lot of work to do. Here is Buxton lining out to first base, and we're hoping that he can take an offensive step forward. We've got Brandon Phillips now behind him, the contact hitter, turning on this and sending it out to left field. It's got a chance, and it's caught out near the wall in left center field. Number 3, Miguel Sano. Tough spring, no home runs, didn't show the power that we're used to seeing, but he gets off to a good start here in the first inning with a ground ball through the middle. In the 4th spot, we have Max Kepler, who also had a very tough spring. Tries to turn on this changeup, pulls it foul, but then sits back and drives this into the left center gap. And Sano can hustle around second. It takes him a while to track this baseball down. So Sano sent home. He scores, and the Twins strike first in just the first inning of the season. A small lead as we hand things over to Fernando Romero. Misses upstairs with the slider. Count full as Carlos Santana will battle. And then Romero misses with the fastball. And walks were an issue for Romero last season. Averaged about 3 per 9 innings. He cut that in half during the spring. And there is his slider on the outside. Romero not normally an overpowering strikeout pitcher, but when his control is on, he has some good stuff. Here is a 1-1 count with 2 down, and the ground ball to first base ends the inning. Joe Mauer steps on first. So a good couple of opening frames. Here is third baseman Yunel Escobar taking a breaking pitch high and hard to center, giving this a ride. Off the wall as Escobar approaches second. He's not done. Thinks he can get 3. And the relay throw gets him at third base. A bit too greedy there. We should have been content with the double. Let's head on to the 3rd inning for Romero as the fastball finds the corner. He does get into a full count, and a good battle as this is ripped down the line, but foul. Another payoff, ripped into the seats again. In front of it, though. And then the slider just outside gets the swinging strikeout. This is the start we all hope to see. 2 down in the 3rd. and a soft pop-up for Escobar, who gloves that. Through 3, only 1 hit allowed by Fernando Romero. Back to the Twins offense, bottom 3 with Byron Buxton, and he'll take this through the right side and get his first base hit of the season. And here's the value of Buxton being on base. Pitch outs, they fall behind in the count. Then we actually take off with Buxton, and he'll be in safely with his first stolen base of the season. And they have some cool show track numbers here. He gets an 11-foot lead distance and tops out around 18.7 miles per hour on this 90-foot sprint. Runner in scoring position for Brandon Phillips. Line drive, gloved at second base by Jason Kipnis. It's up to Miguel Sano. I love to see this tandem produce more this season. Sano sends it to center, and that will not bring home Byron Buxton. So on to the 4th we go. Romero still going strong with the pitch count a bit of an issue, as this soft ground ball will result in another easy play. He gets the first 2 no problem. Then Santana looks at a fastball right down the middle. Then pulls the next pitch foul, so he's behind 0-2. Great circle change, doesn't get the call. They battle a bit, and Romero gets him with a 95-mile-per-hour heat. I was so impressed with Romero to begin this game. Could the offense get anything else against Corey Kluber? A drive out to center. Kepler sends it out to the warning track. We've gotten a couple really good fly balls in this game, but they just haven't had the distance. Now let's go into the 5th. This inning gave us so many problems in Season 1, but Romero begins strong. There's the circle change looked at for strike 3. Up next, the 7-hitter, Lonnie Chisenhall, and he gets a hold of this. Sent out to left center, it has a chance but won't make an exit, but it does smash off the wall and end up with the 2nd hit for Cleveland, a nice double. Then the 8-hitter, Jose Rodriguez, gets a hold of this, and that is not coming back. Rodriguez with his first Major League home run, and Cleveland takes the lead 2-1. The 5th inning, back to haunt us yet again. Romero looks so good until those last 2 batters. And then the very next batter, Yan Gomes, sends it out. They get a double and 2 home runs from their 7, 8, 9 hitters. That's how dangerous this Cleveland lineup is. And they weren't quite done there. Here's a double down the line by Tyler Naquin. It really fell off fast for Romero in this game. Trying to prevent any more runs from scoring, a weak ground ball from Encarnacion, and charging, good play made by Yunel Escobar. Romero went 5 innings and allowed 3 runs. Not a great opening day start, but there were a lot of positives. So a 3-1 game as we head on to the bottom of the inning, and Polanco pulls it to the right side, and Kluber covers nicely to retire him. The first member of the bullpen out this season is 29-year-old Buddy Boshears, and I think our bullpen can be a lot better this year. With 2 down, there's a big fly ball hit to deep center, but Byron Buxton has the range to track it down, around 400 feet out. Let's go to the bottom of the 6th inning. 1-2 count, Byron Buxton waves at the slider and can't connect with that. Kluber's control was fantastic. He made the early mistake against Kepler. But after that, his slider was on point. He was around the corners. Here is a fly ball from Phillips. Easy play in center field. Up next, we have Miguel Sano with 2 down. Base is clear, and the slider on the corner is filthy. Kluber having no problem sailing through these middle innings. Into the 7th here, Boshears still on the mound, finds the zone there with the curveball, gets ahead, and the changeup retires the batter, strike 3. Still only a 2-run game as Max Kepler in the 7th gets the green light 3-0 and sends it into left field just past Francisco Lindor. Then with a full count to Yunel Escobar, grounded on to second, good flip by Kipnis, and the return pulls the first baseman off the bag. You don't often see Lindor make a mistake like this, as you can see just how much he rushed this throw. With the inning extended, we bring Kenny Vargas off the bench to replace Joe Mauer, getting some necessary power in the batter's box. Vargas back up the middle and through into center. 2 aboard now for Minnesota, as that is it for Corey Kluber. Very good outing for him on opening day, but a chance for the Twins to take away that W. 2 aboard. Jorge Polanco sits back, drives this on to center, but a lazy fly ball won't get the job done, and the Twins continue to miss some key opportunities. Time running out. Into the 8th inning, Tyler Duffy on the mound as this gets sent a long way to left field. You can look for it, Rosario, but I wouldn't recommend. It's sent out by Edwin Encarnacion. He pulls this from across the strike zone on the outside and has no problem. That's a lot of power. 3-run game. Bottom 8, Rosario sends this through the middle. Base hit Minnesota. Then Byron Buxton. He sits back. He goes up the middle and that gets through. Back-to-back singles. Now it's Brandon Phillips' turn. With a 2-2 count, he grounds it onto second. 6-4-3 double play. Cleveland gets the key double play, and the Twins have to face Andrew Miller with 2 down. Sano can help them chip away at this 3-run deficit. All it would take is a base hit. Miller gets ahead but misses down low with the fastball. With the count even, blown by him. Fastball swung on and missed. Sano down swinging, and on we go to the 9th inning. Here is the rookie relief pitcher, Jake Reed, as we're attempting to find some young pitchers who can lead this bullpen into the future. And Reed gives up a big fly ball to right center, and Buxton can't track this one down. So a leadoff double for Cleveland as they attempt to put this game out of reach. Good slider here from Reed as he gets ahead in the count. 1-2. There's the fastball, doesn't get the call, so we go even. And Reed gets him on the circle change. Lonnie Chisenhall down swinging. It's the first strikeout in the career of Jake Reed. With 2 down, changeup stays low. That's fouled off to make it 2 strikes. And with the count full, 1 more circle change. Jake Reed recovers from the leadoff double. But the Twins are down to their final outs, down 3 on opening day. A 2-for-3 day for Max Kepler as he steps in against Cody Allen. Again, he makes solid contact, left center it flies, and that is tracked down in center. 1 down. Here's Jason Castro, who was so good in the spring, but he can't come through in the 9th as he grounds out. Twins down to their final out on opening day 2018. It's Yunel Escobar grounding to Jason Kipnis, and he makes the routine play. Good scoop by Carlos Santana, and the Cleveland Indians hand the Twins a defeat in the first game of the season. A 4-1 game. Corey Kluber came out and he did what you expect him to do. His command was on point, he got the strikeouts and limited our offense beyond the first run. So let's get into the second game. The Twins 0-1, but now they have Jesse Chavez on the mound. He's a veteran who has played with a lot of different teams, and last year had a 3.15 ERA. If he can do anything similar to last year, it'll have been a worthwhile signing. Into the first inning, and Chavez, wasting no time getting ahead. Nice cutter there on the inside corner. And with the 1-2 count, he goes down low but can't get the changeup to get called. So the full count pitch swung on and missed. Naquin down swinging on the changeup. That brings up Encarnacion, and he'll jump on this pitch and send it into left field off the wall. Rosario gets there quickly, sends it into the infield, but the throw is not in time. So 2 down, and then a soft ground ball. Chavez takes care of this and finishes off the first inning. In this matchup, it was Jesse Chavez against Carlos Carrasco. And here's Buxton taking this out to right center field. And this won't have the distance. We've seen a little bit of power from this lineup early, but they haven't been able to send it over the wall. Speaking of power, here's Miguel Sano. Slider on the outside. That won't work, and then the curveball gets him swinging. Into the second inning as Chavez gets ahead of Carlos Santana and then strikes him out on the cutter. It didn't take very long to see that Chavez still has very good command. This time he gets the batter to chase and still gets ahead in the count. Then with it 2-2, fastball on the corner, strike 3 looking. Chavez started very strong, but what about that dreaded 5th inning? Well, here we go. Fastball doesn't get called. 2-2, Cutter backs him off. He falls to 3-2. And the changeup fouled away. A good battle here as the cutter is fouled off. Another payoff pitch. And a ground ball through the middle. Great work there by Lonnie Chisenhall as he reaches base for Jose Rodriguez. Fastball is right there on the corner. And the 1-1 on the inside corner. Looking for the strikeouts. He gets it on the changeup. Rodriguez waves. 1 down. Let's just see this sequence one more time. Chavez able to keep the ball down, stay around the corners, and then get the young batter to chase. I like this sequence a lot. With 1 down, that brings up the catcher Yan Gomes. And he'll ground this on to short. Polanco to Phillips, back across to Mauer. And they turn 2. The 5th inning conquered, at least this time. However, in the 6th inning, they got the solo home run from Tyler Naquin. So Chavez did give up a run, but only 1 run. Grounder onto first, Mauer retires the batter, and Chavez gets a very good start. But what about our offense? Carrasco was having a phenomenal start. Look at the pitch count at this point. However, he starts to lose his command to Mauer and walks him on just 4 pitches. The Twins only had 1 hit to this point, so it was big to get this opportunity, but then Buxton pops up a pitch he should have driven. It's frustrating when we can't capitalize on these opportunities. 2 down, Brandon Phillips, deep to right field. It might hit the wall, but it doesn't have the distance. Every fly ball just needs a little extra juice. And here this is again. Look how close this gets. After 6 very good innings, we turn things over to Tom Wilhelmsen, the veteran who joins our bullpen. He does give up a couple base runners, but a 2-out pop-up will help end the threat. Twins keep it 1-0 as they attempt to even up the series. Bottom 8 for Minnesota. This is Joe Mauer up again. Carrasco still going strong, but Mauer reaches base this time with a laser single to center. Then the first pitch to Polanco is driven into right. Starting to get something going, and that's when Cleveland makes a move. They go to their bullpen, and again they call on Andrew Miller. I certainly wasn't excited about this, but the Twins had an opportunity. Here's Eddie Rosario. Miller knows exactly where to put that slider. Then 1-2. Fastball gets the call. Could have gone either way, but Rosario goes down looking. So it's up to Buxton. He fouls off the fastball, gets into a battle here, and with it full, swings at a fastball below the knees. Could have walked and loaded the bases. Instead, we've got to go on to the 9th inning. Miguel Sano. He pulls this to short. Lindor with the throw over Santana's head and into the seats. Another error for Lindor as Sano gets to second base. Another wild throw where Lindor just rushes things. So we bring out Eduardo Escobar to pinch run, just needing 1 run to tie it. Max Kepler pulls this breaking ball to deep right field, and it doesn't have the distance again. However, Escobar tags, advances 90 feet. So the Twins need a 2-out hit from their spring training MVP, Jason Castro. Lines this wide of the line and waves at the changeup, and the game is over. The Twins lose the first 2 of the series to Cleveland. They had their opportunities in both games, but could not capitalize. While the pitching did a good job, I'd say in both matchups, the offense fell short. So let's head into Game 3 and see if the Twins can avoid the sweep. They turn things over to the young pitcher Steven Gonzalez, who also had a good spring training. He had some really rough outings at the end of last year, but he earned a spot in the rotation to begin this season. Circle change is right there on the corner. How about that one? Swung on and missed. Now Gonzalez is one of the pitchers we expect strikeouts from. Let's go into the 2nd. Santana takes off, and that's just not gonna work. Jason Castro throws him out with ease. And then 2-2 to Ryan Rua. Nope, no chance on the circle change. Another good start for our starting pitcher, Steven Gonzalez. Now how about the offense? They haven't scored since the first inning of the season. Deep right field, Kepler. No! Another warning track fly ball. In the starting lineup in this game, we did have Daniel Palka, as Yunel Escobar got the day off. Palka was DHing. And he has just struggled lately to make contact. He was Rookie of the Month in September, but had a dreadful spring training. And the first two swings here weren't good. Does take this fastball upstairs, and then gets the count full. Here's Danny Salazar losing this at bat from 0-2 to a walk. So Palka at least reaches. We get two aboard for Brandon Phillips, and he'll take this to deep left field. It's got a chance, and this one actually leaves the yard. Brandon Phillips with our first home run of the season. If you predicted him to have the first long ball of the season, congratulations. But I wasn't expecting this. He didn't show great power in spring training, but he had a near home run earlier in the episode, and then this 386-foot shot that almost made it into the second deck. Going on through the third inning, we see Gonzalez get a couple more strikeouts, and Salazar was having a big problem with the walks. He had to leave after just 3 innings of work as Cody Anderson entered the game. Bases loaded, Daniel Palka, fastball on the inside. Palka already walked once, and got a great pitch right there. He fouls off the fastball. Could have had a grand slam potentially. Palka then fouls off the cutter, still can't make square contact, and then is way ahead of the changeup and goes down swinging. Definitely a frustrating at-bat. Byron Buxton gets ahead 3-0, but Anderson works back to make it full, and walks him with a pitch that could have been called strike 3. That walks in a run. Here's Brandon Phillips, already a 3-run home run, but he'll wave at this cutter, strike 3 swinging. It's up to Miguel Sano. He'll ground it to Kipnis, and the inning is over. Twins, though, do take a 4-0 lead. Gonzalez going strong into the 5th. We're going to really focus on this inning this season. How about the knuckle curve against Carlos Santana? These pitchers all started really strong. Here's Gonzalez. Another strikeout, this time the slider on Jason Kipnis. Let's go into the 7th inning. Fastball is in there. Gonzalez just at 84 pitches. And a ground ball to short. Polanco scoops it up. And Steven Gonzalez finishes 7 rock-solid innings, allowing only 2 hits and 1 walk. Let's go into the 9th. This is Buddy Boshears on the mound. It's not a save situation. And there's another strikeout. Tyler Naquin waves at the change. So Cleveland down to their last out. Grounded to Sano. He tags the runner, and the Minnesota Twins take the final game of the series. Great start for Steven Gonzalez. At least the Twins end the episode well. The pitching was good the entire way. I mean, an entire series against Cleveland where we allow 5 runs, yet we go 1-2. The offense was the issue in this first series. The issues were apparent in spring training, and they are still here. Lots of strikeouts, and we're just not taking advantage of great pitches. With this series all wrapped up, we'll now take on Kansas City in a home series before traveling on the road to Chicago, Kansas City, and then Boston. Now, we do have the opening starts for AAA and AA with Yadier Alvarez and Maxwell Fowler getting the starts. Would you like an episode showing these opening starts for our minor league teams so we can see the prospects we are trying to build around? It would be a shorter episode with just the first games for each, and maybe if there's some time at the end, some extra with the Twins. But would you be interested in seeing the first games with Rochester and Chattanooga? Let me know in the comments section. That is it for episode 1 of season 2. Hope you enjoyed. I'm hoping this is a much better season for us. Please leave a like if you enjoyed the video, subscribe to the channel, and leave your feedback below in the comments section. I'll see you in the next episode. Have a great day.